I mean, there's the game itself. If you want to bet on the game, you got the Rams as a 3.5-point favorite, the total. So let's start there. Is that where you are most interested, or are you like so many other people that really kind of enjoy the prop bet side of things on the Super Bowl, and it's kind of like an atypical game?
So I've got a selection on the Super Bowl. There's probably 8 or 10 prop plays that I like. I have a fun prop play. Well, let's start with my fun prop play, and it's the national anthem. My daughter, as you know, has broke this down and won 7 years in a row. She feels pretty confident this year also. Are you familiar with Mickey Guyton, country western singer?
Not terribly.
I'm not either. But I did watch her stuff. She sang it twice, the national anthem, and she sang it with a track in 1:24 and 1:27. That's why my daughter, who studied it, feels that the over-under of 135 is really low. In fact, the last 9 years, 7 of the last 9 years, it's gone over 2 minutes. The other 2 times, it went over 1:35 with ease. So she feels that she has an amazing voice. She has incredible voice control. And then the 2 times she sang it, she had to cut off some words just to stay along with the fast track. She was inspired by watching LeAnn Rimes sing national anthem when she was young, going to a Texas Rangers game. So this is only the second time that a woman has sang the national anthem from a country music background, and the first was Carrie Underwood. She thinks she's going way over 1:35. That's our strongest fun prop.
All right, so 1:35, and you've gone down this road with us before. I mean, you kind of gave us the breakdown, because most people go, national anthem, who's singing it? We'll go the over. Or, they're going to go fast this year. But there's a little bit of science behind this with you. You've studied it, and you think over 135 is the right play on the national anthem.
You want to bet it early, because it's going to probably close 1:40, 1:42. Oh,
okay.
Bet it now.
All right.
Some player props we like. Joe Burrow over 10.5 rushing yards. Last game, he had a 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 9. Got him. Now, remember, sacks don't count. We can get sacked 5 times for 50 yards. Don't count those yards at all. All he needs is 1 rush for 11 yards. We get over the total there. He could be running for his life with that defensive line for the Rams. Also, first play, I believe, will be a run. The Rams, in their first series of the last game, threw it 3 straight times and had to punt. So they're going to run the ball. And I think Cincinnati, they don't want to have Joe Burrow throw the ball 45, 50 times. So we'll go the first offensive play, -140 will be a run. Trey Hendrickson, over a half a sack. He's pretty much by far their best pass rusher. He had 14 sacks in the regular season, 2.5 in postseason, including a strip sack. Playing against a quarterback that's not real mobile in Stafford. We like the over half a sack, and then probably the best play, longest field goal, 47 yards. Both these kickers can make up to 60 yards. They're playing, pretty much indoors. Should be great environment to kick. And then McPherson had missed a field goal. So 47 yards, I think we'll see a 52 to 55 yarder minimum in this game.
All right, so over a 47-yard field goal. You like Hendrickson over half a sack. You like Joe Burrow over 10 yards rushing, and we like the over on the national anthem. So we've got some good over plays on prop bets, some fun ones, and then some player-related ones as well. What about the game itself? When you break down this matchup, the Rams so good. Obviously, the conversation starts with Aaron Donald on the defensive line. The Bengals have had kind of and I know it is hard to quantify when you're handicapping a game, but there's been something really special about Joe Burrow and his ability to rise to the occasion. You got the Bengals getting points. It's been a long time since they've been in the Super Bowl. We know it's a huge deal. I know it's a tough ticket. I don't know if any of that matters. Tell me what you think about the game.
So Joe Burrow has an advantage at quarterback. McPherson has an advantage at kicker. In pretty much every other position, I'd favor the Rams here. You have the Rams with the best defensive line in the NFL. All 3 games played in the playoffs did not allow 100 yards rushing. You have them facing a offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals, second worst in the NFL. That's a huge advantage here. Uh, I just think the Rams are going to surprise people and run the football and be fairly effective. I don't think the Bengals front seven is anything special. And then you also have the fact you got Ramsey, you can lock up here against Jamar Chase, and that would limit Cincinnati offense. So if Rams are playing with the lead, which they did in the first two games, I think they're much more effective. But, they even proved that they were able to come back. They had 3 straight possessions from the middle of the second quarter to the start of the middle of the third quarter where they had I believe it was an interception, missed field goal, and then a 4th and 1 they didn't convert. So I just think that, this is a team that has been there before, and the coaching staff, by playing also in the game just a few years ago, that's an advantage. They were just too tight as a coaching staff, and they'll understand what it takes to get the job done. So I like the Rams. 6 straight underdogs, last 6 games hasn't helped me. I had a great run from the first college bowl game through the wild card round. We were a 22-10 run, but I'm on a 1-5 run. I've had every bad beat, like the Buffalo Bills game, every imagined bad beat. But we have won 3 Super Bowls in a row, and hopefully we can make that run turn into 4 in a row.
I haven't seen a prop bet on yards for Cooper Kupp. Is that something worth looking at because he's been so good and such a big part of the Rams' offense over the last few weeks?
Who are you talking about? Who?
Cooper Kupp.
Oh, Cooper Kupp is unguardable. I mean, that plays into it also. I think the Rams are going to run the ball, and then once they start running the ball, they'll be more effective. I like the over 103 total receiving yards. He's going to be matched up most of the time against Eli Apple. Eli Apple is not a good slot cover corner, so he's going to torch Apple. He's going to be the butt, I think, of a lot of jokes after the Super Bowl. And OBJ, who I went back 6 games, I mean, he was just starting. It took him like 3 or 4 weeks to really understand the offense. When he came there, he was cutting off routes, running some wrong routes. Now he's on the same page with Matthew Stafford. And these are probably right now, these are receivers that are playing in the top 10 of any receivers right now in the NFL. I think they're going to have a big advantage over the Cincinnati secondary, which is pedestrian at best.